Christ is born. Christos astaitia. Okay. As we continue to celebrate this glorious feast of joy and this glorious feast of God's absolute love for his creation through Jesus' birth, we are immediately confronted with tremendous courage and terrible tragedy. The trials Jesus would have to go through as a result of entering into time and physical nature are already beginning as Jesus is just an infant. In fact, at this point in his infancy, Jesus himself cannot even do anything about these trials. As an infant, he must rely on those he is entrusted to traverse safely through all of these trials. At this juncture, it is not a person who is 100% divine as well as 100% human whose divine foresight can muster some courage to escape a dangerous situation or perform a miracle, as we see in Jesus' public ministry when he's an adult. But it is a person who is 100% human like us. It is Saint Joseph, whose personal character, whose courage, and whose faith are the only elements that stand between the future salvation of our souls and a temporary win for evil. Joseph, the betrothed, receives word in a dream that Herod is searching for Jesus to destroy him, and that he is to get up immediately and take the Holy Family to Egypt for safety. Is this what Joseph was aware that he might have to do? Did he expect that when he took Mary to be his wife? He had already gone through many trials and of almost accusing Mary of infidelity because she came back visibly pregnant after a trip to her cousin Elizabeth's. Joseph was ready to divorce her quietly. He must have been questioning within himself if he has chosen the right girl, if his betrothal to her is indeed the will of God or not, and if he was acting virtuously or not. Within this trial is also the social pressure that Joseph was subjected himself to. If Mary was indeed unfaithful, then he would be the laughingstock of the surrounding regions. But as usual, yes, as we know, Joseph received his first dream of instruction from an angel that Mary's conception was not of any human origins, but that it was indeed an act of God, an act of the Holy Spirit, and that this child will save people from their sins. Courage. Joseph, in this trial, showed tremendous courage to live out his faith, to live in belief of his vocation. He exemplified courage through his unwavering faith in God's divine plan by ignoring the snide remarks of his neighbors and not giving in to their unfaithful accusations. Joseph's courage allowed him to be the protector that God was asking him to be, to protect the future salvation of all who believe in Jesus Christ. Joseph's opportunities to undergo trials and to muster courage would continue through his foster fathership. And now, the very life of the infant is being threatened, and Joseph is asked once again by an angel to disrupt his whole life and plans and living situation and to immediately take the Holy Family to Egypt for safety. What can Joseph's thoughts be? Not again. How many times do I have to continue to give and give and give? How far does one have to go? How much do I have to give up for this family? How many trials do I need to endure to fulfill my duty? But Joseph pushed through all of these doubts and temptations. He had courage and faith in the angel's instructions, and he rose from his sleep and fled through the night. This terrible tragedy that Joseph avoided for the infant Jesus was not to be the outcome for countless male children in Bethlehem. Many were slaughtered at the command of Herod. because of Herod's jealousy and greed and lust for power. This was not God's intended will, but God did allow this tragedy to take place because of Herod's freedom to act. Herod made his choice, and he chose to kill for personal gain. Joseph the betrothed made his choice, and he chose to protect and save for the benefit of all mankind. So, let us use our free will in this joyous season to have courage, to protect what is good and true and beautiful and holy, and to listen to the will of God for our lives, so that we too can be guides towards Christ for those who are entrusted to us. Christ is born.
Glorify.